Good afternoon, Ward Cross. Just wanted to welcome you here to the city update. As you can see, I'm not Mr. Raker. He is away for a few days, so he has further out of step in the form. I'm Patrick Simmons. I'm the Business Integration and Information Systems Director here at City of Ward Cross. Been with the city now about 4 years. That also involves we work with the tourism department, so we're just glad to be before you today and share a list of updates. If you have any questions, feel free to post those in the comments. We check it during the live, but also we go back and check the live later on. So if you have some additional questions, feel free to post those at any time. We'll do our best to answer those. Just a few things that Mr. Raker wanted me to share. He just wanted to remind everybody to be safe. We've had some citizens reach out to us and talk about people going through four-way stops and not having enough four-way stops. But just want to encourage everybody. And also, Chief Cox wanted to share with you, they've done some safety studies, just to share and let everybody know that, slow down. Kids they're in school, so, there's a lot of movement around the town in the morning and afternoon. Just again, expect everybody to be safe, remember those speed limits. We are considering some speed tables in different areas. That's kind of a little bit different than speed bumps, but just to slow people around the parks and some of those neighborhoods. Try to increase police presence, but of course, we gotta have the police force to do that. I also want to remind you that our park bids are going out, and those 3 parks that will be renovated will be Darlington, Bailey, and Elizabeth Street. Those parks were chosen for a grant to the state based on some criteria. That's how those 3 were chosen. So you'll see some renovations going on in the next month or so. Also, we're working on roads. Those are going out for bid maybe next week and in early September. Some dirt roads and then some paper resurfacing projects. There's quite a list. If you want to see that list, just let us know. We can get that to you. And again, just wanted to encourage everybody to be safe. Anything that we can do for you at the City of Wake House, that's why we're here. You can reach out to me, any questions you may have. Greg, also the city manager, your commissioner. But we're here to promote Wake Cross and make sure Wake Cross continues to grow for us and for the future. So just know that I'm open to hear anything that you have, any concerns and ideas. And then we're going to turn it over to Greg and let him talk a little bit.
Well, I'm Greg Smith. I'm the finance director here. I've been here about 2.5 years. I've been an accountant my whole career, mostly in the Wake Cross area. And I've been impressed with the way we use the budget here. All the directors and managers and employees understand the budget process, and this commissioners approve a budget every year. Then the managers, employees, supervisors, everybody follows that budget. And so I haven't had any issues with that. We do have a budget. We're in the budget process now. The next date is September 17th. That's a Tuesday. We'll present the budget to the commissioners. They'll have an opportunity to ask questions. October 1st is when the public can come and ask questions about the budget. And then the commissioners will have a chance to vote on it October 15th at their regular meeting. The copy of the budget books are out in the lobby here, so anybody can come and look through the budget books if they have any questions at all. Say a little bit about our finances here. We're audited every year by an independent CPA firm that comes in and looks at our books, or we give them our books, and they go through it and issue a financial statement saying that our books fairly represent the finances. And we put those reports we get from the auditor on the website, so it's public record. Anybody can look at that. We also have our budget from the last several years on the website too, so people can look at that. If they have any questions, they can ask us about it. That's about all I have. If you have any questions.
Yeah, like Greg said, just want to encourage everybody, if you have questions about the budget, you can definitely reach out to Greg, the commissioner, city manager. Remember, those hearings are open to the public. And we're here to help. We're only here to inform the community, so I just want to encourage everybody to remember that. And again, if you have any questions, please post those in the comments. That's what we're here. And a couple of things I want to remind you while we're waiting on some comments to come. we just launched our new app. Some of you may have been involved with the Text My Gov. So Text My Gov is gone, but now we have My Waycross GA. You can go to iTunes or Google Play Store and download that. There's no fee for it, but from there you can report any type of outages or incidents, whether it's noisy neighbors, blight, dead dog in the street, trash not picked up, any of those things that you can post and the company routes to the appropriate department and we'll take care of it. But you can also check on there's a calendar of events. So we have community events, we have city business on that calendar. If you're looking for a particular restaurant, we have a directory where you can go in and this is mainly for some of our outside visitors, but they can get directions, they can call, all those things are right there in the app. And once we fully implement, some of you may have already be aware that we're switching our financial software. So we're going from one that we've had for about the last 30 years to something totally new, which we're excited about because it's going to make the finance department and the way city functions much better, but also it'll be better for our community. But once that's fully implemented, probably the first of next year, because there's a lot of data to be converted, you'll be able to go in and pay your water bills, whether you use Venmo, Google, Apple Pay, any of those things. You'll be able to go and pay your water bill. You get text message notifications where you can log right in and pay from that message. But you'll also be able to check your water rates, your water usage, apply for business license with that app, check permits to see where they are in the ladder. So all of that will be digital. So we're really excited about that rollout. But you can download that app now and start using a lot of the basic features. And anything that we can do to help you with that app, just reach out to me. That's mainly in my department. I'm here on the second floor. My number is 912-337-6062. But feel free to reach out anytime that I can help you with any of those things. I also wanted to remind the community next Thursday on the 29th, we have South Carolina State University coming in to Waycross to the JV game about 5:30 for a halftime show. So I want to encourage the community to get out, especially if you love band music or music in general, to welcome that group to our community. I think the band director is Eric Williams. He's a longtime Waycross native. It's bringing something back to his community, so we're applauding for that, and we want to give them a good show. Another thing I will remind, we're having some elevator issues, so if you have issues getting climbing stairs, you can also call us and we'll be glad to walk out to the car and get whatever you need and assist you with that. But if you can't make it in, feel free to give us a call and we can work on it and we'll try to get that fixed right now. Greg, anything else you want?
No.
Okay. Well, we don't have any questions. I know some people say that the volume is not quite good. I'm not sure why that is, but we'll work on that for the next time. Usually I'm sitting on the other side of the microphone, so this is a little different too, but we're glad to be here today. And it's one of the things, because Mr. Raker is big on being transparent, keeping you up to date. We want you to ask questions. We want to do our best to answer those, but we can't answer what we don't know. So again, feel free to comment here in the post or either email it to myself or Greg or Mr. Rayford or any of your commission to any of the commissioners so we can answer those questions. We all, and you've seen around town, there's a lot of construction and dirt being moved, and we're happy for that for a lot of different reasons, but we want our community to grow, to be successful. We all have family here that we want to be able to come back or to stay and make this community thrive. So we're all about new business development and anything that we can do to help facilitate that. That's why we're here. One of the things I wanted to mention too from the city clerk's office is about time or maybe now start renewing the alcohol license. So if your business has an alcohol license, definitely go to our website and download that latest application. Make sure it says 2025 and get that filled out. If you have any questions, you can reach out to Jackie or even Marquise in the city clerk's office and answer those questions. But we want to encourage you to get a jump on it so we can have that process seamless for you as far as you keeping your alcohol license. Since we have a little bit of time, I will mention, I do have the road project. Like I said, the bids will be going out next week and then again in early September. But the paving of the dirt roads that will be paved, uh, George, Georgia Street, Morehouse, East Hamilton, Browns Alley, Greenwood, and some of the resurfacing projects, Gilmore on the south end, the north end, Kentucky Avenue, Parkway Drive, Palmetto Road, Old Brunel, Nichols North, Brunel Street, Garlington, Scriven Avenue, Solomon Street, and Washington Avenue. So, there might be a little bit of inconvenience while that happens, but I know once it's paved or resurfaced, you will appreciate that nice smooth road, whether you live on it or you just happen to travel down it. And these roads were approved, by the commission, but, we're excited to see some of that start to happen too, again, to help beautify our neighborhood and our communities. Also, I think the other thing I'll mention real quick is, Mr. Rector always talks about the wastewater treatment plant. I just want to keep that in people's forefront of their mind, because our wastewater plant is just as good as what we make it be. So just remember those flushable wipes and things like that. You shouldn't put down the toilet, even the ones that say they are flushable, they aren't flushable, and all of that stuff just bottlenecks at the wastewater, and it's got to be cleaned out. So chicken grease, all of those things, dispose of those properly in the trash can. Also, we'll just keep reminding people that cut grass, those lawn clippings, please try to sweep that up and bag that up or put it on the curb. So, Public Works can pick that up, but if it goes down in the drain, and that's what happens a lot of times, it goes down in the drain when we get a lot of heavy rain, of course it blocks up or it flows back in the street, because that grass just kind of solidifies. So if you can, kind of encourage you, whether you do it yourself or you have a landscape person, encourage them to sweep that up and not blow that in the road. And I will mention too, if you have large items, and that's what Public Works doing, you can call them 3 times. You can put 3 items out once a week on Thursday, but call them either Monday through Wednesday and set that up. It just costs a free service that's already tied to your water bill, but just put those items on the curb, kind of away from the mailbox and utility poles, so they can reach it really easy, because they'll come by and pick up 3 large items once a week. There's no limit on it, other than the 3 once a week, but there's no limit on the number of weeks you can do it. So I encourage you to take use of that service too, that's for all city citizens. Yeah, one question, I keep saying I'm hard to hear, so I get a little bit closer to the microphone. But resurfacing, that means a total resurface, not just a spot. You did that over on, what's the road right side road? I can't think of it right now. But we did do it there, Sycamore, I think that's Sycamore.
Yeah.
We did do a little bit of spot there on Sycamore just because it's in such terrible shape. But the roads I just called off, that will be a total resurface. Sycamore is, but that's a joint project with the county. I think the county may be doing that, but that will be resurfaced too. That's a very busy road with all the truck traffic into Kroger and things like that. So we do recognize that, and we will work on that as soon as possible.
I've got a request to talk about revenue and expenses.
Okay.
The revenue we get from this for the city, a good bit of it's through sales tax, and that's a way for people that do not live here, say Pierce County, Brown County, surrounding counties, when they come to the city of Waycross and buy groceries, go to restaurants, they pay sales tax, and that's where we get most of our money from is sales tax. We also have property tax, real estate tax, that we get some of that. The county does that for us. They collect real estate taxes. Like I live in the city of Waycross, so when I pay taxes on my house, part of it goes to the county, and part of it goes to the city. On the expense side, our biggest expense departments, you could say, are the ones that help the community, the fire department, police department, public works, that helps with the projects with the roads. Those are our 3 biggest projects. Of course, we provide water service to the community too, and our revenue for that goes from water bills, and then we use that money to pay the workers that work with the water water department, including the people that collect the bills for the water department. So that's another major department of the city. Those are our biggest, revenue and expense items there.
So we had another question, where will residents park during resurfacing? So I don't wanna speak out of turn, that's the engineering department, but I know they have a plan as to how to make it easy for the residents that live on those streets. I'm not sure whether they do one side or they do the other side, but they will map that out. And I'm pretty sure they communicate that plan with the residents. So, and again, if there are any issues, you definitely call and let us know and we can address those. But there will more than likely be a little bit of inconvenience because they're already, but I'm sure they'll work just as fast as they can, so residents won't be displaced from getting in and out of their driveways. But Mr. Raker will probably share that plan a little bit more when he returns next week during his update. The other thing I wanted to mention too is that our first Friday is coming up September 6th. That's a partnership between the Chamber, Downtown Development Authority, and City Tourism that we've been doing now for this should be about a year now. And it's all to support those local businesses, especially downtown, encourage people to get out, mingle, get to know each other, and it's open to everybody. We want everybody to come out and socialize, some music, we try to center it around a theme and encourage some of those downtown businesses to stay open. But those are still going on strong. I think the one on the 6th, we're kind of doing like a pet rally type thing, because that'll be the first home game. We're also looking at doing maybe some karaoke in the evening and maybe some drinks for the older crowd, but that'll be kind of like an after hours type thing. But we're working on that. If you're interested, you have any ideas, you'd like to have some input, please reach out to us. Just don't think it's to those, because Laura and Paige work extremely hard, but I'm sure they can use a break. So if you want to get involved, reach out to me or to them, and we'll be glad to have you be part of that community to help moving that forward, because we want a nice diverse crowd, young and old, to come down and have a good time in our downtown. Our downtown is growing, and we want to help support those businesses. Because again, and Greg will tell you, we're all about businesses thriving in Waycross. We welcome almost every business that there is that wants to come to Waycross to come. And I say almost because certain requirements for certain things for different types of businesses. But we are open for business, and that's what we want people to know, that we're not turning anybody away. Mr. Rickard is very good at extending his time. I don't know about Greg, but I'm not like that either. I kind of like to say what I need to say. He has a gift for it. But I will just say, if you have any questions, if you think of any, please shoot those real quick. And if not, we'll start wrapping up in just a few minutes. Yes. So outside vendors at events, I assume you mean first Friday. Yes, we do allow outside vendors. There's a small vendor fee. We try to keep it really minimal. It's about $20, and you can pay that either directly to the chamber here at city or the development authority, and you can set up, whether you do arts and crafts on the side, or you're trying to get us information about the service or products. You can set up a table and do all of those things. We encourage that because that's what we want the community to know, what's available in our community. We have a lot of resources in Waycross, but those resources aren't any good if you don't know they exist. So we try to help you get that out. So yes, we encourage you to encourage all vendors. Some requirements may be different for like food and things like that, but we can share that with you. Reach out to our community improvement department if you have a question, if you want to serve some type of food. But we're pretty flexible, especially for just a one-time event, first Friday, on what people can do. But I encourage you just to reach out. And again, reach out to me for anything. If I don't know the answer, I'll definitely be glad to put you in contact with the right department. Greg, any final words you want to mention? I think they've already mentioned this, just circling back to the budget. If somebody wants to see it, because it's not currently on our website, we do have all of the previous year's budgets for like last 5 or 6 years.
Right.
and audit results on our website under the financial department. We encourage you to look at those, but if you want to see the proposed FY 25 budget, they should be what?
We have a copy here at City Hall, and you know, for the prior information, you can Google City of Waycross financial statements or City of Waycross budget, and there's a University of Georgia website that has all the historic data too. That's what I do sometimes when I'm in a hurry. I just do Google City of Waycross budget or financial statements, and it pulls up where you can get that information.
All right. But before I leave, I'm just going to leave a couple of other little things that I thought about when I was checking my calendar. We have our mayor's ball coming up in October. I believe it's October 22nd. We have a save the date going out pretty soon about that. And I think the mayor wants to do a masquerade theme this year. So we want community people, community partners to come out so we can kind of talk about some of the things that we have going on in the city, some of the mayor's accomplishments and goals for the upcoming year. So we encourage you, just not only just that, but to have a good time. So we have some music and some food. We try to have some entertainment, but we encourage you to think about that. Just mark that on your calendar. And we're also looking for community volunteers. You know, we've tried to launch that program several times. So Mark Hawkins and myself will start sending out emails probably in the next few days. If you would like, or your organization would like to volunteer, we plan to have a meeting one day next week, and we have to do it a couple of different times, maybe at lunch, and maybe one after hours for people that can't come at lunch. But we want to just start taking groups and assigning them to different areas and different streets so we can start cleaning up our neighborhood. We're coming up on the holidays, and we want our community to be beautiful. We hope that people will, you know, as they come in and visit family for the holidays, or you're just coming through, this is a great time. We're coming up in the next few weeks to visit Swamp Park if you haven't been. They're working on their light show, and we have a lot of other things. The Heritage Center is working on several events. If you don't check our tourism calendar, start checking that. We're working on revamping that, so forgive us, it's still a few things we gotta work out, but it's waycrosstourism.com, and our goal is to have all of those events on our website and also on the app, so you can do one or the other. But again, we're looking for volunteers, and you start seeing posts about that, and if you're interested in that, you have a youth group or a church group or just your organization or your company, or if you're just an individual person that wants to help make the community better, we'd love to have you. We're open to ideas because we don't know how to make this work. So come ready to work and share ideas, and that's what we're here for. And with that, again, I just want to thank you for tuning in. My name is Patrick Simmons. My email is psimmons@waycrossga.gov. My number, my cell phone, the best way to reach me, 912-337-6062. Feel free to call me. If I don't know the answer, I'm going to have to point you in that direction, but that's what I'm here to do, is to help bridge that gap and make our community grow. So I'm willing to do all I can, and I feel grateful for you closing words in this department.
Well, we're, as Patrick said, we're in the process of getting a new computer system. We're all excited about that. It was fun to see the ladies I work with, see their excitement when they saw what our new computer system can do for us. So we're happy for that. We think that'll go to the customers too. We'll have better customer service when we have better IT solution.
All right. Well, again, thank you for tuning in, and the next one will be the second Thursday of the month. I don't have a date with me, but Mr. Ray will be back there, and I'm sure he'll have some more updates for you. But again, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to post those. We do check those throughout the day, throughout the night, so we respond to what we can respond to, but feel free to post those. And good, thank you.